Hi everyone, this is the Wedding Wednesday Report brought to you by the Australian Academy of Wedding and Event Planning. My name is Christine. Thanks for joining me this week. We are going to wrap up our pricing series today. We have been talking pricing all month, and today it is all about charging by the hour. Charging by the hour is exactly that. It's where you set an hourly rate and do work by the hour for that rate. The Sage Wedding Planner Pro pricing recipe that we've been mentioning all month is a really good guide for helping you to set an hourly rate. Charging by the hour is a type of pay-as-you-go pricing structure. It works really well for services like venue searches, vendor searching, and for helping couples when they're just at the very beginning of the planning stages. Some couples will also use it when they've lost their way or they are finding that they're becoming time poor as the wedding gets closer. It works really well here in Australia because we do have DIY brides who want to be able to plan their wedding themselves but have an assistant. So offering charging by the hour as a pricing structure will help you to be able to work with those clients who may not hire you to do full or partial coordination anyway. Being rewarded for every hour that you work certainly has its appeal, and clients like the sound of it as well because they really feel like they're getting value for money. But this pricing structure does not work for full or partial coordination. A client will soon become quite nervous as they see the number of hours that planning a wedding actually does eat up. So what can actually happen is that you start getting demands from a client to work quicker, and then they become a little bit dissatisfied because they think you're cutting corners. So never use this type of pricing structure for larger jobs. Like I said earlier, it's great for defined work. Now, the keys to making this pricing structure work are to have some guidelines with it. You really need to set a minimum number of hours that you will charge out. I highly recommend charging for travel time, especially if you are doing venue searches. That travel time can eat up a large amount of hours, and if you're not charging for that, you are going to be missing out and actually running your business at a loss. My other tip for charging by the hour is to take a deposit. No one wants to do the work and then have the couple walk away from you at the end of that. So have a safeguard in there, remembering that you may not have the type of relationship with this type of client that you do with someone that you're doing more services for. So have that contract in place with your client, even if you're charging by the hour, and have a mechanism for taking a deposit from them. As you can see, charging by the hour is actually quite simple. As long as you follow those few simple tips that I gave you, it's a good one to have amongst your pricing mix. That wraps up our month-long discussion about pricing structures. I hope you've enjoyed what we've presented this month. It is a big topic, and I think the key message for you to take away from what we've talked about this month is that you have to get your pricing recipe right. The structures are there to support you, and a mix of them is probably what's going to work for most of us. But if you don't have your actual price set correctly to begin with, those structures aren't going to work for you anyway. So do make sure that you refer to the resources that we're leaving for you. There's links in the description. And whilst you're there, also subscribe so that you're ready to join us again next month when we begin a whole brand new topic just in time for spring. Thanks for joining me on the Wedding Wednesday Report. I hope we have informed and inspired you, and I look forward to catching up with you again next week. Being raw. Oh God. Yeah, being raw. There we go. We're nude. And we're nude. Raw and nude. Okay. It is time. God, what's happened? Okay. That wraps. Oh, Erica, what is going on? But as I said today, no, I didn't say.
No.
All right.